What is up, you guys? It has been about 2 weeks since we picked up this car. Moral of the story is the guy tried just being a scumbag about it. It's my fault for not doing a bill of sale. So the owner of this car is actually in Tennessee, and the guy I bought it from was his buddy. So he was selling it for his friend. And the dude messaged me. Well, okay, so the day of the purchase, he said the car comes on stock wheels. As you know, GLIs come on the BBS RCs, and these are the stock wheels. He tried playing the card of, oh, these aren't the stock wheels, I have the stock wheels. I said, no, dude, these are the stock wheels. It said in the post, these are stock wheels. He's like, oh, well, let me see what the guy says. Moral of the story is, he tried saying that he was keeping these wheels with the car. So I'm like, all right, well, if that's the case, then I'm lowering the price. So I managed to Jew him down $250 to buy the car without the wheels. The other day, he messaged me, is like, all right, so my buddy in Tennessee is coming down this weekend. He's gonna come grab those wheels. Also, since the dude put in the wrong axle, I told him he could have that axle back. I don't want the axle, it's useless, it's the wrong axle. Long story short, the dude said that he's gonna come get these wheels, but I told him, you're not coming to get these wheels unless you give me some wheels that fit. He says, oh, well, I got some 15-inch TDI wheels you can have. I said, no, I'm not taking no 15-inch 5-spoke wheels instead of having a decent set of wheels. Not to mention, they would need spacers to clear the GLI brakes. So he's like, oh, well, you might just have to buy some spacers to get the wheels. I said, no. So I said, how about your boy from Tennessee gives me his 17-inch wheels, which he's on Santa Monica's, he said. And he was like, well, let me see what he says. So that being said, the dude's coming tomorrow. He's coming up from Tennessee. He's coming to grab his BBS RCs. And then I talked him into giving me a Santa Monica. So we're gonna be dismounting these wheels, taking the axle off so I can give him the axle back. And this thing's gonna sit on Santa Monica's, but honestly, I have BBS RCs from the GTI sitting in there, and I'm actually gonna be putting the Santa Monica's probably up for sale. Or actually, I'm probably going to put the Santa Monica's on this. I'm probably gonna put the Santa Monica's on this while I break these wheels down this winter. So that's probably gonna be the game plan. Moral of the story is, I kind of messed up by not writing out a bill of sale. Me and the dude were back and forth yesterday, and I was like, honestly, if you ain't willing to give me a set of wheels, because he tried saying that we made a deal without wheels at all. He was like, well, I told you could drive the car home on the BBS's, and then you would just give them back. I said, no, you said you would give me wheels that would fit the car, and I give the BBS's back. And he was like, oh, well, I'll check my audio on the cameras on the house, and I know what I said. I said, no, I know what we agreed on. So I threatened him and told him, you know what, give me my money back, come tow this car out of the yard, because it had to be towed home. And he was like, why did it have to be towed home? I said, yeah, because it poured out all the trans fluid, and which he knew about, which he tried telling me, oh, it'll make it home, it's fine. No, the dude knew it was pouring out trans fluid, so it was just a shady deal. Like I said, I got the car really cheap, so I'm not really sweating it. But it's just the moral of the story. If you're gonna say something, then hold your word. Don't tell me you're not gonna give me wheels when you said that you were gonna give me wheels that fit the car. So that was just irritating. We ended up agreeing on him giving me some Santa Monicas. So, like I said, first things first is we need to jack the car up, take the BBS's off, put the Santa Monica's on, and take this driver's side axle off. But while we're doing that, I'm going to inspect this whole area, and my assumption is when the driver wheel got blew out by a curb, he said it destroyed the control arm bushing, it destroyed the subframe. So my assumption is it ripped the axle out of the trans. So that means the trans flange, or the axle seal on the trans, is probably gone too, which is probably why it's pouring out trans fluid. So that's where we stand right now. So either today or tomorrow, I gotta take these wheels off and then take the axle off and then wait on this guy to come get these wheels. Also, he's got the title. So of course the dude from Tennessee had the title the whole time. So that's really why I haven't touched this car, because until I have the title in my hand, I wasn't trying to touch anybody's property. I didn't make a bill of sale, so there was no proof that I purchased the vehicle besides messages. So yeah, the lack of content is because I haven't really wanted to touch the car without the title in my hand, because that's the last thing I need is somebody reporting the car stolen or saying, oh, he vandalized my car, or whatever the case may be. So I just wanted to play it safe. So like I said, it's been 2 weeks since we purchased the car, and the title will be in my hand tomorrow while the dude comes and gets his wheels and the freaking axle. Are you playing? Are you building sandcastles, or are you just making messes? Yeah? No way. Hey, what are you doing? Are you making messes too? Yeah, you're making messes. Are you being bad? Yeah, you're being bad. Avery, stop. Keep it in the sandbox. No way. Whoa, you're a big girl. Wee. Ready? Good job, babe. You're a big girl. What? Oh, you want to go fast? Ready? Alright, so I'm surprised this thing even made it home. Look how many threads are left on this. It'll focus. It's literally threaded on by like 2 threads. So yeah, this is the wrong axle. This is a 5, like a regular 5-speed axle. And then trans leak wise, I'm trying to source the leak. It's very wet underneath here. I thought it was going to be from the axle flange, but it's not. So it's super, super wet underneath here. But I can't really see any drips. I'm hoping the case ain't cracked. So I'm going to tear off this little skid plate, which looks like it's been hit a few times. And then hopefully I don't see any cracks. And then the only other option would be this other axle flange, which that don't look like it's leaking either. So to be honest, we have one drip right here. Yeah, it's been leaking. So we either have a crack in the case, or it's just this actual seal right here, which, I mean, it's kind of what it's looking like. I don't know. I really want to pressure wash this thing and then put some fluid in it and then go from there. Wow. Literally like 2 threads. That's insane. Can't believe he was even holding. Look at this MacGyver ass. I got 3 extensions. And yeah, buddy. This gonna work. Why the f is everything so greasy, man? I hate when it's greasy. All right, so for axle comparison, here's the axle that he had in it. So that's supposedly just a 5-speed. And this is the 6-speed manual. So right here we have the spline with the nut. And then right here we have splines with the bolt that goes inside. So that's the difference right there. And then length, the 6-speed manual is just about the same. It's a little shorter, but we have this big nub right here. So that normally goes inside of the flange with the 6-speed cup, manual cup. And then with the auto, it lays flat. Which honestly, there is a bit of a dish in there. But I still think that nub is too big to go in that dish. Plus it's a little shorter, so it ain't gonna work regardless. Otherwise, I would just throw this in. When we got this car, I figured it was a little lowered, and come to find out, it is on some lowering springs. Not 100% sure on what brand. Probably some no-name brand, but it is on lowering springs. Yeah. Based on the shock and no brand on the spring, it's probably some no brand eBay type shit. But it is lowered a little bit. Go, go, go! Go, go, go! I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Alright guys, so we put the 337 BBS RCs on the car, got the wheels ready for the guy to come pick up, and got his axle out for him to come pick up. And yeah, so he should be here to get his stuff tomorrow, give me the title, and the car will officially be mine. While the car was jacked up, I couldn't really tell where the trans leak was from, so I'm gonna have to really get under there and see exactly where it's dripping from, but as of right now I cannot tell. So that's gonna be a wrap, and I think the next video, I think I'm gonna clean this car.